And Mark is back today with a discussion on tools. And to be specific, in regards to Integy Tools and my overall RC tool collection. So, guys, it's super important to have a nice set of tools, um, especially when you're working on your 1/5 scale, gas powered RCs, or your brushless systems or your brush systems, whatever it is that you're running. This is my Summit right here, all pimped out in Integy to the titties, excuse my French. And the low C runs a 34cc OBR engine, runs about 10.8 horsepower. And that's another one of my XO1s that you guys have probably seen before. And this is another one of my XO1s that you guys have probably seen as well. And I have done some running videos on it. Now, having these RCs, having said all of that, it's super important to have, like I said, not an overly expensive tool set. You don't need to get the best. You just want to make sure you have quality because you are buying quality RCs. You want to make sure you got quality tools, right? You're not going to fix up your Bentley with, a $10 set of tools made in China. If that makes sense, that's probably a bad example, but you getting my drift, catching my drift. There we go. So my newest addition to my tool set is the Integy Deluxe Edition Complete 28-piece racing tool set with a professional carrying bag. I've had this tool set for about a week now. I have completely torn apart and put together a couple of RCs. One of them was that XO1 over there. I rebuilt all the bearings on it. And this Integy Summit right here is all completely aluminum out, aluminum parts, etc., etc. So, yeah. So these bits have been through 2 RC cars fully torn apart, torn down, and reassembled again. Now, I just want to, I was really, really excited on the Integy tool sets because there's a lot of hype going about Integy that their products aren't the best. Their stuff bends, explodes, and, it's just catastrophic once you install it in your cars or whatever the case is. It seems like that there's always some sort of a negative comment on the internet in regards to Integy tools, equipment, and RC parts. Now, speaking from experience, I did run into, a few tiny problems. This was a couple of years ago when I was buying parts for my Lowe's 5T. I installed the parts incorrectly and I broke the bearings on them. I think I was installing a hub axle and it had some sort of a bearing in it, and I snapped the bearing. And I was mad. I was mad at Integy. I was right away. I was like, "Oh my God, this stuff's crap," because I kept on hearing that Integy is crap. But it was my fault. So my point here is when you're ordering Integy parts, especially for your RCs, you have to make sure, and I've said this in my previous videos, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. These parts, even like look at this RC stand. I got an RC stand for my Summit. I got an RC stand for my Traxxas XO1, and then I got an RC stand for this XO1 as well. It's actually sitting on one right now. And all of this stuff, it all came without any kind of instructions at all. And even this tire balancer that I got off of Integy as well. No instructions whatsoever. So when you're ordering these things, these parts, this equipment, these tools, you have to be prepared to be knowledgeable. And, these guys aren't going to hold your hand or give you any kind of instructions. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think that instructions should be included, but that's just the way it is. Now, anyway, going back to the tools. So I've had these for weeks now. Excuse me. And this is the 28-piece Integy set. So far, I'm very, very happy with the quality and just the feel. Sorry, guys, if you can see that. Team Integy. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Team Integy. And, so far, I've been very happy with them. The quality is just outstanding in these. Outstanding, outstanding. And it feels very nice. The grip is nice. These are Thai nitrate coated bits. So, they are very, very durable, good quality. And, they look amazing. They look amazing. And I was very excited to get these tools because I haven't had really a nice set. I've been running these Dynamite tool set for a couple of years. They've treated me very well, but the bits here are all stripped out. Here. They're all rounded off. A couple bits are broken. These are the two ball hex drivers that have been broken. I'm a 6'2" guy, and it doesn't take too much for me to over torque a screw. So having said that, I went from the Dynamite set. Excuse me, let me put this back into here. I went from the Dynamite set actually to the Dave's Motors. I think that's what it's called, because I ordered this set off of davesmotors.com. And I've had this set for about a year. And you know what? I couldn't figure out why I kept on stripping out all of my bolts all the time. It was a constant battle, especially with the low C5T, where you have to torque a lot of the bolts and et cetera, et cetera. I couldn't figure out why in the world I was stripping them out so often. So turns out that these bits, they're good bits, they're awesome bits, but they're not designed for a final torque. First of all, they will snap because they're so long. And second of all, their tips are rounded off, if you can see that. They're rounded off from factory like that. Right there at the very edge, they're just rounded off, and all of them are like that. Now, this little round off, if you don't hold it super straight at a 45-degree angle, is it 90 degree, 45 degree, 180? Anyway, you get my drift. If you hold it down vertically, there you go. Vertically, perfectly vertical down, and everything straight, then you'll be fine. But if there is a tiny little angle that you're screwing the screws in, you're going to strip them. That's just the way it is. So I decided, I've had enough. I'm going to spend a little bit of money and go with the Integy 28-piece tool set. Like I said before, I've completely torn down 2 vehicles so far. One of my, that XO1 right there, and that Summit right there. It's all Integied out, so all of the plastic parts were taken out and replaced with aluminum parts. And this is, right here, this is all the Summit's plastic parts, guts, if you will. Yeah, so I don't know. I might sell all this stuff for super cheap. I don't know what I'm going to do. I still got all these tires, these stock tires. But anyway, we'll see. I got a ton of stuff in here that I really need to get rid of. So having said that, torn down, rebuilt 2 RC cars. Very happy. Performance was amazing. Again, the quality of these tools is top-notch, and I'm very, very happy how it feels. Very happy with the case. It's not cheap metal. It's not cheap materials. It's super, super awesome. Team Integy, here you go. So this is the 28-piece set review. And, I'm not sure what else to add to these. These are still fairly new, so I'm still playing around with them. But as you can tell, they look amazing. The quality is just top-notch. And I'm very happy so far with this tool set. So that's all I can say in regards to this. Now, my second item that I was really, really excited to show you guys is the setup board. this Integy setup board. Now, this thing costed me about 160 Canadian dollars. 160 Canadian bucks, guys, for a piece of metal. You know, a setup board, if you will. You know, I've always been working on my desk here in my apartment, and I'm starting to see little scratches on my desk everywhere. And you know, if you have screws flying around, if you got a little, you know, if you're working, excuse me, if you're working on your tires, or if you're working on other parts, and you got screws, going back and forth, you don't want to do on your desk. It's kind of like a setup mat. You know, since my place is super small, my desk isn't that big, I decided to get this. But you know, initially I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger, but it's not. So we'll just go with this, and I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. It's just very expensive. It's very expensive. Would I buy this thing again? No, I would not buy it again. But it's definitely, you know, it's a shelf queen item per se. So, and the quality feels amazing. It's nice and heavy, and like I said, it's all billet aluminum, all casted, and it comes with this wonderful case as well from Integy, and it actually just goes in there, and that's it, and that's that. So having said all of this, guys, super important to have good tools. You know, I'm not saying these are really, really outstanding, incredible, the best of the best tools, but they are very, very pricey, and you know, I wanna believe that they're good, and so far they've treated me very, very well. You know, no signs of wear at all or anything like that on these bits. Very, very nice. One of the bits that I was using a lot was this one here, 5/64, and it's just solid. It looks like it's brand new, and I've torn down 2RC cars with it. So the quality so far has been outstanding. I mean, I really love these grips, these handles. They're amazing, 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 amazing. You know, I wanted to go actually with a company they're called Hoodie, but they're just too crazy, overly expensive. A set like this from Hoodie would probably run you about 300 to 400 Canadian. Now, this set for me ran me about $236 here in Calgary. So it's a 28 piece set. Very nice. Very nice. Comes with some very, very good tools. Very high quality. Nice and heavy. Very heavy. And the feel just feels very, very expensive and professional. It feels professional. You know, if I'm going to go out right now in the winter is coming up. You know, winter is just around the corner, believe it or not. You know, we have maybe, what, 3 weeks of summer left? And then it's going to be the indoor drifting season for me this year. I'm going to actually start joining a couple of teams here in Calgary. And, you know, when I will show up at these meets, I can proudly show up with this tool set. You know, I feel good about myself and look professional at the same time. Very, very happy with the set. Very, very happy with this setup board from amazing, amazing, amazing. Good quality. Again, would I buy the setup board again? No. No, at no cost at all. It's just too small and it's too expensive. Again, this was over 150 bucks. Paying just 150 bucks for a chunk of metal. Do you really need that? Yeah, you know, if you got extra money kicking around, sure, why not? Other than that, just use a piece of cardboard, put it over your desk, and you'll be good to go. So in my case, I decided to go the expensive route. But that's so the third item I wanted to show you guys, and it's been sitting here. This is the tire balancer. And, you know, I got this thing off of Integy. Well, Let me try to focus. Is it going to focus? Of course it focus. Anyway, so it says Integy right here, and this is it right here. This is a universal tire balancer for 1/5 and 1/8 and 1/10 scale vehicles. All right. Now I've already balanced a couple of tires. I got my XO1 tires. Super, super critical to have balanced tires on the XO1, on the Traxxas XO1. These things travel up to 100 miles an hour and over. You want to make sure that your tires are nice and balanced. And just like a real vehicle, you insert weights here on the side to balance your tires. Now, this Integy set is amazing. It actually has a bearing set inside, and I've balanced a couple tires, and it's been treating me very, very well. Great quality, and yeah, I like it. I love it. I love it. It's adjustable, height adjustable right here, and you can put your 1/8 scale tires and your 1/5 scale tires on here without an issue. You got several adapters here that come with it. All right, and this is also an adapter that unscrews. Excuse me, this is going to be loud when it drops, but it is what it is. Okay, sorry about that. And so these three are the adapters, right? And then these three